Yo, what's going on, boys? Collision here. Welcome to another, defensive breakdown. Today, gentlemen, we're going to be breaking down deep zone KO. I wanted to go over this before we release our defensive guide and just break down, honestly, 3 simple ways that I like to counter the deep zone KO ability. We're going to be just simply going up against cover 3 drop, cover 4 drop press, things like that we see often. So let's go ahead and begin. Now, to start, one of the easiest ways that I think is going to be applicable for pretty much any playbook is going to be kind of more special routes. I'm not entirely 100% sure of the nomenclature that's used, but I wanted to go over certain corners or certain crossing routes that have a different trajectory of when they cut and how they cut and at what depth to help get underneath zones. And we're going to start here with the doubles Y flex to break it down. So I'm going to cover here the Z spot and the angle smash. As you guys see, both of these plays have corner routes, but I wanted to cover the trajectory at which the routes cut. So if we go ahead and look at Z spot here, you guys see this looks like your traditional hot route master or slot apprentice corner. Cuts after a few yards, 45-degree, cuts upfield. Now if we look at the angle smash, you guys see this route cuts a little shorter, okay? It kind of looks more like an out route rather than a corner route. This type of route, this type of corner, gets under zones so much better, it's insane. Now, if you guys only have the option to run something like a Z spot where you have this type of 45-degree angle, this is going to run more into the outside third or the quarter, and it's going to be easier for the defense to light up and break it up. Now, if you have to use a corner like this, I would recommend getting someone who's lower speed and then use your pulling route. For instance, in this example, it would be B. Have him be your high speed guy, run a slow guy on this 45-degree corner, and he'll basically run it slower to help the speed guy get the zone over the top, and he can go slowly underneath. Now, what's nice about the angle smash here in the spread playbook is you can run this with a fast receiver, you can run it with a slow receiver. This one is great for getting underneath the zone coverage, and we're going to break down both right now. So we're going to go ahead and cover the Z spot first. This is just up against a press cover 3 drop, so I'm just going to pair it with a streak corner. This would typically work if we weren't going up against a deep zone KO, but since we are, we're going to show you guys what it looks like here. So we're going to try and hit A here later in the play. I'm going to try to complete it right here. I think I do. Wonderful. But you see, the corner is lighting up. He's extremely close to the tight end. Majority of the time in game, the defense is going to break that up. So we'll go ahead and run it one more time, then we'll show you guys the angle smash. I don't want to show this too much just because you guys know why you're here. Hey, listen, we're able to fit it in. That's dope. We're kind of in the middle of the field. If we were on the short side, it probably would look worse. But I want to break down the angle smash here. And just to kind of highlight how this does against deep zone, I'm just going to go ahead and shade underneath so we don't have to worry about the flat defender playing it. Just so you guys can really see how this route gets open. So this is going to be it against a cover 3 press with the other corner route we were talking about, an angle smash. You guys see this one runs a lot shorter, not as far going upfield. We go ahead, snap this here, and wait a moment, and you guys see there's no one near this receiver to make a play on the ball. We're literally wide open. Even if you have a jukebox, anything there, you have big play potential. So what's nice about this is you're able to get underneath the zone. Now, following with this same type of message of, finding routes that have a good depth to get underneath, there are a lot of crossers in various playbooks that if you leave them stock can run very, very short, and it can be very effective. Now, I guess I can show you it out of PA read. PA read isn't a bad example, but obviously whatever playbook you guys are using, you're going to find formations that have something similar. We'll just cover it out of PA read. That's fine. I'll do the cover 3 drop again. Now, as you guys see, this is a PA read stock crosser. You see it's fairly short. It only kind of caps out at the end, a little over 10 yards, maybe 15 yards. This can be extremely nice because we're basically getting that same area of the field, except we have a crosser instead of a corner like in the angle smash. Now, I'm going to go ahead and snap this here and show this to you all, just so you guys can see. Does your Real Peppers play it? He does. But you guys see if they had their zone drop set or something like that, we're going to have that crosser open over the top. If I shade underneath here and press so he plays that tight end, I'll go ahead and give you guys a better look of what this is supposed to mimic. You guys see this crosser here. When played underneath, we're able to get wide open here. I know I'm doing a lot of shading underneath. I'm just trying to focus on how these routes do get open, assuming your opponent is running a zone drop. Now, what's also nice about plays like this may not completely apply with this play perfectly, but if you guys have something similar like this, just know if you leave the player on the stock route, you can motion him over and he won't flip. If I put him on a slot apprentice crosser, his crosser route would flip. Now, like I said, this isn't going to be the best example. I'm also trying to show you guys how you guys can take advantage of motioning players against this to try and get underneath the zone. But, you know, if they were shaded underneath or had a low zone drop, you have potential to kind of get something like this open if you try and, you know, work around whatever route you have. If you have a corner or post, you can motion that over. If it has a good special depth stock from the far side, you motion him over. You could have a nice little post that kind of mimics the angle smash, basically for whatever your playbook is. I hope that makes sense. Just basically showing you guys how that route can stay on the same exact route even if you motion him over, and it's just going to cut itself off on that side of the field. So basically, we're going to go ahead and stop talking about those special routes and kind of get into more applicable for any scheme, really, ways to beat deep zone KO. So to start, we'll go ahead and talk about fork as well. So if you guys have two receivers on one side of the field, you guys can run a fork. I'll go ahead and show this to you guys. I'll show it to you out of Z spot, show you guys the quote-unquote bad corner compared to angle smash, and show you guys what we can do here. The Z spot's going to be the call. If you guys are using Hot Route Master or Outside Apprentice, this is going to work great. Basically, all we're going to do here is put B here on a post and then put him on a smart route. That way his post just kind of cuts a little further up. The goal of this is to get that outside third on the right side of the screen to float more towards the seams, towards the middle of the field, to help get our corner route open on the sideline. So even though we have the corner route that's cutting up higher at that 45-degree kind of upfield cut, we're still not going to have a problem getting him open. I'm going to go ahead and press this here just to stay, you know, in touch with the video, how we've been pressing during the entire time, and then just show you guys how we can go ahead and throw this with just a simple pass lead, not even free forming. I'll show this with him playing off now. I won't press, just so you guys can see what that looks like as well. There you go. Just like that, and you guys see that post kind of helps him just kind of gravitate more up into the end zone, at least for where we're at right now on the field. So these type of fork combinations could be really, really good as well. The most important thing is just to simply mix it up and attack the deep zone KOs at different degrees and different, you know, yardages. That way you can mix it up and have the defense guessing and typically get them to change their defense. Now, one final method, because I wanted this to kind of be a short, simple video, is just a streak or fade and C route combination. We've talked about this on the channel before, but since we're making a video dedicated to it, I wanted to talk about it here again. You guys can put your inside slot receiver on a streak or a fade, and then, you know, if you're in a 2x2, this can even work in a, you know, trip set as well. Put that far side receiver on a C route, and you guys are going to see our streak here by A is going to do a great job pulling that outside third upfield, and then we can just go ahead and left stick pass lead this to the wide open space. I'll go and show this to you guys again with the press look. You guys see we didn't get our feet in bounds there. It happens. Show this to you all again. Step up here in the pocket, and then just pass lead this to the open part of the field. We came down with it. I could have thrown that a little better. Before we wrap it up, I want to show you guys a perfect example of it. That way you guys can see what it's supposed to look like. And then just like that. So you guys see, once you get this down, you're not going to have any problem with it, even if they're pressed or playing off. So gentlemen, I know this is kind of a simple video. I just wanted to go over this. I feel like some people are still missing out on a few of the topics we covered, and I just wanted to get out there. Hope you guys benefited from it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Either going to be a franchise video or a defensive guide. So see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching, boys.